Hey guys, Jared here with Deer Country Farm and Lawn, and today we're going to take a look at the controls and how to properly operate your John Deere S100 series and S200 series lawn tractors. Alright guys, so I'm sitting on a John Deere S240, and before we get started here, a couple things to note. The procedure between the S200 series and the S100 series is very similar. There are some differences between the specific models, such as the S220 as well as the 100 series, and we'll go over a couple of those here as we go through the controls. So let's get started here. First, we're going to take a look at the left-hand side of the operator station of these tractors. And the first thing we're going to go over is the park brake. So the park brake has a lock. The lock is located here. The park brake itself is located down here in the foot area. If you see here how the park brake is raised up, that's going to mean that the park brake is locked. The pedal's all the way down, the park brake's engaged. To take the park brake off, you're simply going to give it a good push down and push this down as well. Once you do that, you will then be able to release your foot and the park brake will be off. To re-engage the park brake, you're going to push this all the way down, pull that up. That is going to lock the park brake. It is good to note here that the model tractors S200 and S100 series, as long as other models in the lineup, they will have a safety switch integrated into the park brake for starting. Whether or not you have this pushed down and unlocked, or whether you have this locked and your foot off of it, the machine itself will not start unless that park brake is pushed down all the way. Next thing we're going to go over here is going to be the throttle and choke system. This is where it is going to vary depending on what model you have. On an S240, this one has the 21.5 horse Kawasaki engine in it. Some of the Briggs engines will not look like this. They will have a single lever control. What you have is you have your throttle system as well as your choke system right here. On cold starts, simply give the engine about quarter throttle. You don't ever want to start it at full throttle. You don't ever want to start it at idle. Give it about quarter throttle. And then what you're going to do is on an S240, you're going to hold this up and you're going to have to hold it with your thumb while you turn the key to start. Once the engine starts and starts running, you can then let this back down again to the close or the open position for the choke, and that will allow the engine to start running. A couple recommendations here when you're starting the machine itself: give the engine a minute or so to warm up before you go full throttle. Do not start or do not stop the engine at full throttle. When you're done mowing and you're putting the mower away, make sure you throttle down to about quarter throttle, let the engine run for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then turn the key off. This little button right here is going to be your reverse override. And we're actually going to take a look at that here shortly when it comes to the mower deck engagement on the other side. That is your full control here of the left-hand side. Let's go ahead and move to the right-hand side and take a look at that. Alright guys, so we're on the right-hand side of the machine here. We're going to go over the controls on the right-hand side here. There are a couple differences with the different models. We will go over those as we go. But first thing we're going to talk about is going to be the deck engagement or the PTO switch, which is located right here. This is where you will find some differences depending on what model you have. On the S240 and specific S100 series, it will be an electronic clutch system. On other ones, such as the S220, it will be a manual system. On the S240 or any model with the clutch system, the electronic system, to engage the mower blades, you are simply going to pull up on this switch. So give it a good pull up. That will turn the mower blades on. To disengage the mower blades, you will give it a push down. That will turn the mower blades off. On a manual system, you will have a lever that comes out right about here. To engage the blades, you will grab that lever, you will push it all the way forward to about the 12 o'clock position, and that will engage the mower blades. To turn it off, you will just move it from that 12 o'clock position back down. Now this is where we skipped over on the other side here, that RIO switch, that reverse override. What this does is this is a safety switch. If you have the mower blades on and you try to back up with the mower and you don't do anything, the mower blades will shut off, the deck will disengage. If you have a manual system, the whole entire mower will shut off on you. How to override that is, if the mower blades are going, you are simply going to push down on this override button before you back up. Then you will start backing up. Once you start moving in reverse, you can then let go of it, and that will keep the mower blades on until the next time you will have to push it down again the next time you want to back up for the same procedure. Now, if that mower deck shuts off on you on an electronic system, or the mower deck or the whole mower shuts off on you on the manual system, it's not a big deal. All you will have to do is, if the mower blades are on, you will have to cycle them. So on an electronic system, you'll have to push it down, pull it back up again, and the mower blades will kick themselves back on. On a manual system, you have to move the handle back down, restart the mower, and then re-engage it, and that will turn the mower blades back on. It is something getting used to, but that is the procedure for that. We'll briefly talk about this. This is going to be your cruise control. This is on select models. It is on the S200s, as well as, like I said, select 100 series. What this allows you to do is it will hold the forward hydrostatic pedal in a single position. So before we demonstrate this, let's take a quick look real quick down here at your hydrostatic side-by-side pedals. The two pedals down here, one will be for forward. It's the one with the arrow facing forward. It's usually the larger one. And you have a reverse hydrostatic pedal, usually the smaller one with an arrow facing backwards. That's going to be this one over here. Back to the cruise control. I do have to take the part brake off real quick. How that's going to work, on a cruise control, you hold up and you push the forward pedal down. You will see how it holds the forward pedal there. You can then release the cruise control latch. That will hold that pedal at the same position until you release it. And how you release it, you will push down on the forward pedal again, and that will release the cruise lock. Last control here that we're going to go over is going to be the ignition switch. This is pretty simplistic, not too much to go over on that. Mainly everyone's driven a car in their life before. You do have two auxiliary positions on this switch right here. So when you're starting the mower, you will have to turn it 1, 2, and then the next position will be your turnover position for the actual engine cranking over. The reason we have two auxiliary positions right here is one will have your headlights integrated into it. So if you need your lights, you can simply turn this key back one switch to where it is lined up with that headlight symbol, and that will turn your headlights on. If you have it here, the engine will be running, but no headlights will be on. If you need to stop the engine, of course, just take the key, turn it back to the stop position, which is going to be 1, 2 clicks all the way back. Quick note, that is the controls, but quick note here, on select models, you do have things like an hour meter up top here. That's to keep track of maintenance, but also warranty. On models like the S240 and select S100 series, this will double as a fuel gauge in there as well. Well, that about wraps up the controls on the S200 series and S100 series. Let's conclude here. Alright guys, so that about wraps up our tutorial here on the controls for the S100 series and S200 series lawn tractors. A couple things that we did not mention that I want to go over here quickly. First being the throttle system for the Briggs. We took a look at the Kawasaki, but let's take a look at the Briggs throttle system. This is an S170. Like I said, on the Briggs engine, you will have a single lever control, not a two lever control. The choke position, if you look at the diagram right there, is going to show that all the way up at the top. So as on the Kawasaki, where we had held that other lever all the way forward on the Briggs engines, you will go all the way up and continue to go up a little bit more and hold it upright like that. Once the engine starts, you'll then pull it back down, let it go down to about quarter throttle, and let the engine and oil circulate and warm up. Now let's take a look at the mower deck height adjustment. We're going to snip back to the S240 here. Since we're off of it, it's easy to see it. This is the mower deck height adjustment, and this will be the same between all of the S100 series and all of the S200 series. It is a manual system. You will see it has between 1 to 4 inches of cutting height, and it will be in quarter-inch increments. To move it up and down, it's very simplistic. You will grab the handle, you will move it off to the side, and you will move it to your preferred cutting height in quarter-inch increments. All right, guys, after taking a look at those final few things on the S170 here and the S240 here, that's going to wrap things up for today. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And as always, if you found this information useful, hit that like button down below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're going to be putting out more tips and tricks for your equipment needs here at Deere Country Farm and Lawn.